Thank you for joining us online. It's a joy to have you. And the message you are about to hear is going to change your life. Don't forget, this is just for you. As important as you are, so is the word coming to you to make you better, strong, and successful. So keep watching. We love you and stay tuned. Many times we are forced by society to feel guilty for some things that we didn't ask to come upon us. And struggles and challenges that people go through, they are meant to feel ashamed for the things that they go through. But let me say this to you. Don't be ashamed when you are having struggles and challenges. Your acknowledgement of the challenge you're having is a good sign that you can get help as it's needed. So today, as we deal with overcoming distractions, I want you to pay attention. What you hear me talk about, or things I'll be saying back and forth, will deal with the word purpose, and also you hear me talk about focus, because these two elements are necessary to every believer. We have to learn how to maintain our focus, and we also have to learn to maintain our purpose in life. Because if you don't have a purpose in life, you will live this life aimlessly. You will go wherever the wind blows. But it is very good to have a purpose, at least to know that you are in this life to fulfill a mandate that God has ordained for your life. So as you're listening very carefully, those here in the auditorium and also those of you watching, I want you to pay very close attention because I'll hit on some critical matters. Let's talk about distraction for a minute. What is distraction? What is distraction? Because from time to time, we say that, you know what? People are distracted. You're distracted. And many people get involved in accidents. For example, they're driving, and they get distracted, and they get involved in accidents. They get talking on the phone when they're supposed to be focusing. People have literally burned down homes because they put something on the stove, and they forget, and they start talking, they get distracted. Something moved them away from the main purpose or cause. And literally what happens, it causes damage. There's so many people who literally suffer from distractions. And I want to talk about how to overcome distractions. It is also part of the series, but I'd like to break it down for us to at least appreciate what we're talking about. When we talk about distraction, what do we mean? Distraction literally is anything that prevents someone from giving full attention to something that is important. Distraction is anything that prevents you from giving full attention to something that is important. Let me say it again. Distraction is anything that pulls you away or something that makes you give your attention to something else other than the most important thing in your life. There are certain times, too, we go through what we call extreme agitations. It could be agitation of the mind. It could be agitation of the soul or emotions. And also it could be agitation of your spirit. Some people are agitated by something. And when they get agitated that way, it affects their mind. You see their mind wandering. I mean, you're talking to them, they are looking at you, but they're not paying attention. They are actually there, but they're absent-minded. And also you realize that emotionally they are disconnected. They are not there. Like we say, can you feel me? I don't feel you. That is when a person is distracted by agitation. And also there are those who are spiritually agitated. When they are spiritually agitated, they lose their focus and they begin to pull away in different places, in different directions. So what are the things exactly that causes distractions? It could be any object. Any object can be a distraction. Image can be a distraction. Can be a distraction. As well as thoughts. Thoughts can be distraction. You'll be thinking, talking, planning, and all of a sudden your mind moves away from the very thing you're focusing on. I mean, it happens everywhere. You go to a business meeting, somebody who is trying to actually give you a very important practical information that can help you on your quest. But you get distracted. You start looking at something else, and your mind gets shifted. You begin to think about something that is not related to the main issue. What happened? You lose focus. You are distracted. There are certain times people get distracted because in the midst of many words, one little word can literally affect them mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, and they could just get distracted. And when they get distracted, you know exactly what happens. The attention is moved away to something else, which has nothing to do with what is at hand. You know, there are so many things, as I've said, at least that will give you an idea what distractions are, and some of the things that literally can cause major distractions in one's life. You know, the phone is a distraction. I mean, and I'll put it straight. There are certain toxic or certain relationships that are very toxic. These relationships can be a distraction. A good man meeting a wrong person. Not a bad person, but a good person, but a wrong person. A good woman meeting the wrong person. Not that the person is bad, but it's just a matter of time, and this person will distract you. They will get you away from your main purpose and main cause. There are some people from time to time, they say, man, I'm grateful. You know, I was so distracted. I was all over the place. I wasn't focused. I mean, I wasn't direct. I just didn't know what day it is until this person came into my life, until this person met me. And all of a sudden, my relationship with this person literally helped me to maintain focus. My mind was all over the place. My mind was fogged. My emotions were bound. My spirit was disturbed. But when I met this person, somehow something shifted. I'm now focused. Now I have actually gained myself. And I am the person that I am the better version of me. I like me now. I mean, it's all part of what? Overcoming distractions. There are challenges. You hang with people who are always negative. And listen to me. There are some people who are negative, not because they choose to be negative, but because they love the power of control. Whenever you are around people who use negative stories to keep you close, remind yourself, or know this, they are controlling people. And if you allow them, they will ruin your future. You have to stay focused. You have to stay focused because there are a lot of distractions out there. Negative words can be one of the challenges. It can literally affect you. And you have to learn how to maintain focus. And let me just tell you, one thing I've learned to do is that when something gets my attention, there may be so much noise around me, but I will not acknowledge the noise. Because the moment I give attention to interpret or understand the kind of noise I'm hearing, immediately I will engage myself with that noise, and I will lose my focus, and I'll be distracted because something else had taken my attention. It doesn't have to be 50%, just 1%. And the moment you allow 1% to grow, it will eventually get up enormous. And what is 1% will end to be larger percentage, and it will affect you in many ways. I've learned to maintain my focus. Now, there are times that people say things that can literally affect my spirit. And I'll tell you this, there are some things that can happen to you as you go through this journey of life. There are some people whose intention is to destroy you. And how will they destroy you? Not by gun, not by poisoning, but by distraction. They'll put some distractions in your way to get you lose focus and lose the direction and lose your momentum and lose your excitement and lose your joy and lose your peace and literally lose your vision. You will be all over the place, so your vision, instead of being 20/20, you begin to have what we call blurred vision. Why? Because they use noise to get you out of balance. You've got to be able to tell what are the things that can cause distraction for you. Because if you learn how to overcome distraction, then I can tell you, you'll be able to fulfill your mandate, your purpose, and also live a very happy life. There are from time to time, again, you may have assignments or unfinished business. And that can be a distraction. At times, too, God will say to you, listen, you have actually done this enough. Let me move you to do something bigger and better. But somehow in your mind, too, and at times it happens to people, well-meaning people. I mean, especially those of us who like to finish whatever we start. At times, God will let you start something just to see how committed you are. And if you can demonstrate to God that you are committed to His voice and you don't get distracted, and God gets obedience out of you, He can change course. That's what He did with Abraham. Abraham, give me Isaac. God didn't request for Isaac when he was a baby. He waited until Abraham could enjoy Isaac's company. Now they could work together as father and son. And God says to him, give me Isaac. It's okay. But when he was about to finish the assignment by sacrificing Isaac, God said, no, stop. Now I know you love me. That means he proved that his heart was not distracted. His mind was not distracted. And his attention was on God. And again, I say to you, there are so many things that can literally cause your distraction. But if you are on the right path, if you are literally focused on what you're doing, and it happens even in assignments on your job, your boss will give you something to do to see how you can, whether you're focused. And that's the best way to do. If you want to give people positions, you've got to test them. Let them prove to you that they can stay focused on the task. And you remember the Bible story about Gideon. Gideon's army. Gideon had what? 30,000 strong men that could fight for him. But God says, I want to test the people. Take them to the pool. Take them to the waters. And God waited until they were all thirsty. And they went to the pool to drink. And guess what? They got distracted. They were drinking, forgetting the mission, the purpose why they were there. And God said to Gideon, for those who were lapping like dogs, they cannot fight for me. Send them back home. They were distracted by the water. But those who paid focus, who paid attention, and they were listening carefully for my instruction and watching and diligent, take them with you. And there were only 300. So from 30,000 to 300. And I like this story a lot. Why? Because 29,700 were not actually focused for God to use to accomplish His mandate. So God says that it is not the size that matters, but it's those who are focused, those who are maintaining whose concentration is not interrupted. They are the people you have to use to accomplish great things. And let me say to you, if you're a leader in any sphere, there are so many people who will come to you, and at a certain point in life, they will leave you. And it's necessary, because most of these people are not focused on the main vision. They just come out of the excitement for the moment, for their personal, selfish reasons. The moment they get what they want, they no longer need what is necessary. They jumped off. Let them go. It's necessary. Don't cry. Don't weep. Why? Because if you do so, they become your burden. And if you allow that to be your burden, you'll be distracted. And when you get distractions, you will not fulfill your mandate or your purpose in life. So you have to know, to be able to overcome distraction, you have to ask yourself questions like, what is important and what is not all that important? What is important and what is not all that important? There are so many things that are nice and good, but they may not be all as important as you think they are. Maintain your focus. Maintain your focus. Don't be distracted easily. Maintain your focus. Don't be distracted too easily, because there's so many things that can test your resolve. But don't be distracted so easily. If you are distracted, you will not be remembered. Joseph was not distracted. He maintained his focus whilst he was in prison. That is why he was it became necessary when the king needed him that he could go back and get the king the help he needs. And from there, he became a prime minister. And the rest of the story you all know. Maintain your focus. Oh, my brothers have left me. And you can make a song out of it. In fact, you can build a life ministry around it. You can actually build, you could make it part of you. And always remember, some good, well-meaning people, they build their lives on the past. The moment they do so, they never see forward. Their eyes no longer is in the right place. Their eyes looks back. And any person who looks back is weird. Your eyes is not supposed to look behind you. Your eyes is supposed to look ahead of you. Any person who looks back is weird. You have to maintain focus. That's why I said, and let me say it again, your mind will always take you to the past, but it's your vision that will take you forward. Don't be distracted, and we're going to learn how to overcome distraction. Now, whenever you lose your focus, you definitely, or let me put it this way, whenever you are distracted, you will lose focus. And when you lose focus, your purpose will be in danger. When you lose focus, your purpose will be in danger. Therefore, distraction is what I call purpose killer. Let me say it again. Distraction is what I call purpose killer. When you get distracted, you lose focus. When you lose focus, your purpose is killed, or your purpose will be strangled, or your purpose will be punished, or your purpose would be denied the benefit of your greatness. Maintain your focus. Maintain your focus. And let me give another biblical example of a man who maintained focus. You remember Elijah and Elijah, the story. I like it a lot. Elijah and Elisha had a very good relationship. And the beautiful part of the story is that Elijah and Elisha not only worked together effectively and successfully. Elijah interrupted the life of Elijah. Elisha left everything and he followed Elijah. He left his business. He stayed focused. Elijah said to Elisha, "What have I done to you? You can go back." "I can't go back." "Why?" "Because you have literally touched me. And by so doing, I'm getting a new purpose for life. You have touched me. Therefore, I will not be distracted by my business. I'll leave it behind. You have touched me. I will maintain focus in this direction." You remember when Elijah told Elisha that God have sent me to Bethel, Jordan, and those places, the three places, Jericho, to go give the last prophetic word before I'm taken away from you? The people came to Elisha and they made fun of him. They said, "Today, you know, your master is going to be taken from you. What are you going to do?" They wanted him to lose focus. They used words to distract him. And there are so many people who will distract you. And let me tell you something. I don't like people telling me, "Well, people told me this, people told me this." But no, don't tell me what people said to you. I don't live by what people say to you. I live by what God says to me. Because what people say to you should not have any bearing on my direction. Jesus said, what do men say I am? Who do men say that I am? And when he's done, he says, now, who do you say I am? What men say about you has nothing to do with your purpose. So don't you ever bring what people say about other people to make sure that they determine their purpose. No. What people think of you is their problem. Elisha did not allow what people said to him to distract him. Your master is going to be taken. They said that to him in Jericho, Jordan, and Bethel. But he didn't allow that to be his distraction. He said, hold your peace. It has nothing to do with you. It's between me and my master. I am focused. I will not be deterred. I am not distracted. Nothing can move me. I'm expecting to go all the way with him. Elijah could not even discourage him. That is a man who is determined. A determined person cannot easily be deterred. Let me say it again. A determined person cannot easily be deterred. When you are determined, I'm telling you, you can accomplish so much in life. And you have to maintain your focus. Oh, I'm committed to you. I'm committed to you. My focus is here. Nobody can mess it up. Elijah, you leaving? Yeah, I'm leaving. Elisha, you know he's leaving? Yes, I know he's leaving. Well, why don't you leave him now before you go all the way and he leaves you and you have a broken heart? He said, no, that's none of your business. Elijah asked Elisha, what do you want me to do for you before I'm taken away from you? Because he was focused. And because his purpose in life was connected to Elijah, he said, I want double portion of the spirit that is upon you to come upon me. And Elijah said, man, you've asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, when you see me taken, it shall be so. Elijah was taken by a whirlwind. The mantle that was on Elijah fell, and he took it up, and that was history. From there, the spirit that was upon Elijah came up upon Elisha, and he did double what Elijah did. That's what he asked for. Focus. When you are very focused, there comes a time when people will even laugh at you. When you're very focused, there comes a time when people will tell you, man, you're still wasting your time. When you're focused, there are people who will tell you, but you have to not listen to them because their voice should not be a deterrent. You are determined. So overcome everything that is distraction. You know what? 42 years ago, the Lord spoke to me to move to North Carolina, specifically the Research Triangle Park. 41 years ago, as the Lord spoke to me, I honored the Lord. I'm here. And I've been here, I've been at the very spot God asked me. 40 years, and I'm still excited. Why? Because I am moved by what God says and not what people think. I am not deterred. I am not moved by circumstances. That's why learning to overcome distraction is very important. Oh yeah, there's so many wonderful things that can distract you. But you have to learn how to stay in your place and see what God will do for you. So remember, the main assignment of distraction is to kill your purpose. And anything that pulls you away or gets your attention from God is literally setting you up to kill your purpose in life. Don't let anything pull you away from your purpose. Stay purposeful. Maintain your purpose and don't move out of purpose. I'm using scriptures today to actually make this point. Remember, Jesus told his disciples in the Gospel of John, he said, abide in me and my word will abide in you. Because if you abide in me and abide in you, you will bear fruits. and the fruits will remain. So what he's saying in many words is this: stay purposeful. Maintain your focus. Don't be distracted. Keep hanging in the abiding in the vine, and let that vine abide in the vine, and let him cause you to be productive. This is what Jesus said. And I tell you something, you never go wrong as you listen and follow the instructions of Jesus. What are some of the things that causes distraction? What are some of the things that causes distraction? And number two, how to avoid distractions. Because if you can avoid distractions spiritually, it is easy to avoid distraction naturally or physically. How and what are the things that causes people to lose focus? And why do people often stay distracted? What are the causes of it? What are some of the causes of distraction? You know what some of the distractions may be. And as you listen carefully, some of you know exactly some of the things that are your focus. That causes distraction. You started cleaning your home, and all of a sudden, your best friend unexpectedly press your bell and carry with her your favorite dessert. You know they do the best pie. You know that you went to a restaurant somewhere and what they cooked was great. They took you to a restaurant called Monica Special. And you had Monica Special, and you loved the Monica Special. And yet they press the bell, and they bring you Monica Special. And all of a sudden, you lose focus. And whilst you are standing by the door talking, your baby is out of the crib. Your egg that you're cooking is now, everything is burned. The things you're washing, the water is running, everything is messed up because you're distracted. Because something good has come to you. But what is good is not what is best for that moment. Maintain your focus. So from time to time, you get some distractions, but learn how to maintain your focus. Whether you are worshiping God, people walk past you, then you stop and you begin to look at people, you've lost your focus. You're singing, people walk in, you stop. You are praying, people walk in, you stop. Somehow, and at times, let me say, God has got a great sense of humor. You will be in a place, you walk in a place, and you just get excited, and somebody walk in, and maybe the person have not had a bath for 2 weeks, and they lift their arm, and what comes out of the armpit can kill a dog. And you lose your focus. You're distracted. And when you're distracted, guess what? You get angry, you get frustrated, and for the moment, what is supposed to be has been lost. Why? Because something had literally messed you, distract you. And if the enemy discover that you get distracted that easily, the enemy will keep distracting you day in and day out. Don't be distracted in life. Don't let things distract you. Don't be moved easily. Maintain your focus. Maintain your focus. What are the causes of distraction? That's a question to ask. What are the causes of distraction? And what is the biggest distraction in life? You know what? For the sake of time, I will pick up next week. I'll address the biggest causes of distraction, and also we'll talk about how to overcome it. And I hope this session has been a blessing to you. Don't forget, it's a 4-part series. I've not even finished this portion of overcoming the distractions. I'll continue this portion before the third and the fourth one comes. So I want you to begin to share, follow, subscribe, and also your comments means a lot to us. And I hope this session had actually caused you to sit back, to reflect, and think. The teachings that comes out of this place, or the practical discussions we have, is to help you to live 24/7 and also help you to become the best version of yourself. Whatever God has ordained for you to do and to be in life, it is our mission and our commitment to help you achieve just that. Let us walk along with you, and let's help you with our experience and also with the years of knowledge and what we believe has helped countless many around the world. Let's use the same to bless you. You are very important to us, and we love you doing life with us. Again, if these teachings and these practical sessions have helped you, please consider supporting and giving on a regular basis to life. God bless you, and as the various points are shared, please follow kindly and support as well. God bless you. We love you, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining us in this session today. I want to take this moment to encourage you to continue to contribute, support, and give to Life International. We appreciate your giving, and also we appreciate your kindness. It is your giving, your support, that helps us to reach out to a larger audience. And remember, as you give, the Lord will bless you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, will the Lord give to your bosom. We appreciate you, and we thank you for your kindness.